Hey, this is Kat of Kattalestv, and this is a video about why we need to cancel Wendy Williams. And this is nothing personal against Wendy Williams, but I think we can learn from this whole situation. One of the reasons why we need to cancel Wendy Williams is she obviously is not well, and she needs to take care of herself. And we need to look at why we need her to come back to a job where she seems to be not well. Why does a portion of our population want to spend time gossiping about other people and relishing that when the person speaking on other people and making tons of money about other people's misery isn't honest herself? I find it fascinating that our culture rewards people doing the most negative, most destructive, most abusive things. And you can see that replicated in the music videos, in the movies, in the video games, in our culture, in our language, and even on YouTube. You have a cascading number of people enjoying or debating even other people on YouTube about what's going on in Wendy Williams' life, for example. And I find it fascinating that there are people who promote their channel with booze and calling their viewers, I'll use another word, not the one they use, but let's just say if I was talking on my own channel and I called all of you crackheads, my fans crackheads, and if I was promoting crack on my channel and was sponsored by crack, how ridiculous that would be. But yet there's other people who have channels who are promoting addiction and being wasted and making tons of money off of it. But that's the way part of our culture is brainwashed. So one of the things I want to talk about is, why do we need Wendy Williams to come back? If she's not healthy, if her relationship with her husband is abusive, why do we need her to come back on TV if she's not ready? We need to think about that. And also, why do we want to watch someone who isn't honest about their own life, but yet, again, making so much money on other people's misery? Again, I want to say, this is one of those moments where we need to look at ourselves and be honest. All of us have family issues that need to be healed, that need to be talked about, that need to be addressed. Many families have addiction, have abuse issues, have all kinds of stories that they want to keep hidden. But as those stories are hidden, more addiction, more abuse, more, I can't think of the right word, more mental problems are passed down. So if Wendy can't even talk about what's really going on with her own family. I'm not saying that she needs to come on TV and tell us her business, but what I'm saying is if she's got serious issues with her own family about addiction, about alleged affairs, about alleged, babies by the mistresses or mistress, about not having a real relationship with her husband, but she needs to pretend and to glamorize that her life is so much better than us, and people feeding on that. If that's what the public needs, that says something about the public. So again, we all need to clean our own house up. And I wonder if all those people battling on YouTube and gossiping about Wendy and attacking other YouTubers, if they spent time working on their own family and their own selves, and maybe doing things that were positive about, what if you called your viewers brain surgeons or librarians or doctors? Hey doctors, how you doing today? Instead of calling them drunkards or crackheads as a joke. One of the worst things I think our culture needs is people promoting booze, drugs, promiscuity, and cigarette smoking. We have enough problems. Why don't we focus on mental health, eating the right food, exercising, finding out what's a healthy relationship as opposed to what's an abusive relationship? How about working on the self, working on the family, and working on your neighborhood? I believe that we are all microcosm to the bigger macro. And if we work on ourselves and we truly look at our own issues, try to heal those issues, and before we get involved in another serious relationship and have children, we're working on ourselves and we're doing the best work we can, I think we set up a better future. Do you understand what I'm saying? In other words, imagine a cell that is damaged from the host. Let's call that the family. And all the tragedy, all the sadness, all the mental illness, all the addictions start abusing that cell or hitting that cell. And instead of it being whole, it becomes like broken. And then that cell starts to duplicate with other cells that are not doing so well. And then those cells are, let's use the word radiated or brainwashed with a television or projection of more abuse, of more unsavory behavior. They're only going to duplicate 6 cells. So on the flip side, what if we had people, a cell, maybe broken a little, but constantly being fed positive affirmations, positive role models, positive influences, and as they're healing, the whole gets maybe a little smaller, and then they're able to duplicate more of the positive things out there. You understand what I'm saying? We have access to so much information, and we have so much technology, and I think we can use it better. I want to do that myself, and I've been talking about it privately with family members as well as friends of mine about the direction of what I want to start doing more of on my platforms. And there's a spiritual side of me that many don't know unless they know me personally that I want to share. And hopefully it will encourage other people to do better and to think on a different wavelength about what we're doing to ourselves and to other people. Abuse people, abuse other people. And I don't think we have much time to be wasting on negativity. And it's so interesting how addictive all that gossipy, all that attacking somebody else and then someone else making a video about it and all this other stuff, how it just duplicates, but it goes nowhere positive. And again, I want to say, the reason why we need to cancel Wendy Williams, and I think she's just a metaphor to a bigger problem, but we don't need to be focusing on her suffering and needing her to come back if she's not healthy and if she's not ready. I think that's so selfish of her fans that they want her to come back and she needs to be on TV with an injury to her shoulder that we don't know if what the excuse is true or not. If she's got all those things going on in her life, allegedly, she doesn't need to come back. It's really selfish for people to say, well, she needs to come back. She needs to come back and do her show. That's so, if you had a friend who was in an abusive relationship, a friend that you really loved and cared for, and that person was running around trying to act like everything was fine, but meanwhile they were abusing prescription drugs or whatever, alcohol. If you really cared about that friend, wouldn't you have a sit down with them and say, hey, listen, I love you and I want you to be well and I think you need help and I want to help you any way you need. Tell me what you need. And in other words, you can't force them to get help, but wouldn't you want them to be well? Wouldn't you want them to take time off? Wouldn't you want them to get away from that alleged abusive person? But again, if you've got a son with addiction and a possible baby mama drama, an outside mistress or mistresses, your husband wanting to get a divorce or cheating on you, and it's coming to light, and your job issues coming to pass, and your body is in pain, and you're also addicted to medication. If you have all those pressures going on at the same time, and you're still trying to do your job, and you're still trying to act perfect, and you're still trying to pretend that everything's fine, that's crazy. I mean, I don't even want to talk about my own life, but all I can say is sometimes you can't be Superwoman. Sometimes you just have to say, I need help. And if no one will help you, you've got to get your own help. And you can be doing that in various ways. Researching, reading about mental health, and also how to handle situations that you're in, and getting any form of assistance you need to get better. But being selfish and expecting a person that's really hurt to be able to be Superwoman and to satisfy everyone else's needs is very unrealistic. So that's just what I want to say. This is Kat of Kattalestv. If you don't know who I am, normally I'm not in front of the camera, at least not lately. I'm behind the camera. I shoot a lot of top people in their fields. And I'm actually more I mean, I'm known for my videos, but I also shoot photography. And you can see more of what I do online by Googling me, Kattalestv, or you can sometimes see my photography online, and my moniker is Kat with a capital K-A-T, and you'll see it on different sites like Daily Mail UK, Us Magazine, a bunch of different ones. But anyway, you can subscribe. There's links below. And again, I want to do videos helping people, not trashing them, but getting us to talk about how to do things on a higher vibrational level. Thanks for watching. Bye.